So it is Tuesday night, 10 p.m. because I didn't read at all yesterday, and I honestly didn't even read today. I was just so exhausted yesterday. I just couldn't really do much of anything. And I think it was because I did so much reading over the weekend and I was really focused on organizational stuff. I also got quite a bit of writing done over the weekend, so I think I just mentally needed a break. Now it is a new week, and I'm just not totally feeling like reading right now, if I'm going to be honest with you. I think I've just been reading so much that I'm just a little wiped out. But I'm still prepared, and I still would really like to finish all my owls because I am down to the final 4 owls, and I just think it would be really great if I could finish all 4 of them. So, the final 4 books I have to read are A Darker Shade of Magic. This would be my Charms owl to read something with a white cover. Then I have The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, which would be my Defense Against the Dark Arts owl, which is to read a book that takes place on the sea or along the coast. And this is a thriller that takes place on a cruise ship. Then I have The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory, as you can see from Target, because I can't get this sticker off and I hate that as well. Now comes my Care of Magical Creatures owl, which is to read something with a beaked creature on the cover. And I am at a conundrum because I have two books that I kind of want to read, and they're both romance novels, and they both barely complete this one. So, I mean, this one has tiny little birds like up here-ish that you can't even really see, and this one obviously has a swan on the cover. But I just don't know what I feel like reading first. Maybe I'll try The Wedding Date first. Maybe I'll start with The Wedding Date and see how it goes, to be something kind of fun and lighthearted since I'm just a little bit drained yet. Hello, friends. So, it is Wednesday night. I just got done watching Survivor, and I still haven't read anything. So for those keeping track, that's now 3 days in a row I've read absolutely nothing. I'm starting to get concerned that I'm not going to read anymore for the rest of this month. And I have like 4 books left to complete, and I would have all 12 owls. But I only need 1 for sure to get my Spellmaker. I don't know. I hope it's not a reading slump. I am just tired, I think. So I'm gonna go, I think I might just go and lay in bed. I'll bring my book, maybe I'll read a little bit before I go to bed, but I said that last night and didn't. I guess I might just try to go to sleep and see if tomorrow is a new day. You know, tomorrow's a new day. Hey everyone, thought I would do an update. It is Friday night. I've not yet done any reading, but I'm pretty sure I sprained my toe today. So that's cool to deal with. Just like a dumb accident. I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow, like if the swelling goes down a bit, it won't actually be like a sprain, it'll just have been like a massive bruise. I just don't think so, because it's quite painful. So that's great. But yeah, that happened a couple hours ago, so I've just been sitting, like that's why I'm in such a weird position. I'm sitting in a like recliner type chair with my foot propped on my bed right now. To elevate it a bit, I've been icing it. I've iced it 3 times so far. I just feel very embarrassed that it happened. To be honest, I've had worse injuries and weirder injuries, so I mean, a potentially sprained little toe is nothing. This week it's just not been a good week for me reading wise. I've been in such a slump with everything. I think just the being in quarantine for over a month now has just kind of worn on me. I'm likely getting laid off next week, so that's just putting an added pressure on me. And also, to be honest, I'm not super excited about the books I'm supposed to read this week. Like I did start, let me put it over here. I did start The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory. And like I like the premise. Like the premise is like 2 people meet randomly, and they meet on an elevator. Their elevator gets stuck. They meet randomly, and Drew has a wedding this weekend with one of his ex-girlfriends and his best friends. And he had a date, but she bailed, and so now he's like anxious to go alone. And Alexa hasn't been dating anyone recently and agrees on a whim to go with him to this wedding thing. Like, I like the premise. I love the fake relationship thing. It's one of my favorite tropes. Like, I love it. But it is reminding me why I don't particularly love contemporary romance. Sorry, the lighting is so bad, but my foot hurts, so I don't want to turn on any other lights. I'm just such a cynic when it comes to contemporary romance. I just never believe it, which I gotta get over. But I do like, I mean, I'm only like 30 pages into this one so far, and like the characters seem fine, so we'll see. I might put it aside and try The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware as my Defense Against the Dark Arts prompt, which is to read something set on the coast or at sea. So I might try something else and just see if that gets me reading a bit. But to be honest, my foot, it just hurts right now. And honestly, this whole week has just been so exhausting. Like, this whole week has been so exhausting emotionally and mentally. Even more than last week. Like, last week I was super emotional as well. This week I'm just mentally and physically drained. Yeah, my voice is even sounding exhausted, and I've barely spoken today. We'll see what I get done this weekend. Hopefully I'll make some progress on, hopefully I'll at least finish one of them, if not 2 books. It would be great if next week I just have 1 book to focus on, but if I have 2, I have 2. If I have 3, then I have 3. I mean, what are you gonna do? But I will talk to you guys tomorrow. So it is Saturday night at about 8, a little after 8 o'clock at night on Saturday. I thought I would give an update. Yeah, man, my hair is just kind of whatever. It's fine. I know that this whole last week has been like a really rough week for me reading wise, but I think I might have finally got out of my slump because I read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. This is one of those books where it started off so slow, that I was honestly going to stop reading it, and I'm super glad that I didn't, because at about the last like 100 pages or so, like everything, the stakes are raised an incredible amount, and I really liked that. I really liked the ending. I really liked Lo as a character. I liked a lot of the story, just because it took a while to get things going, get it started. I was kind of bored, but I did end up really liking it. I read that today, which I'm super excited about. So I've got 3 books left to read now for the month. I'm feeling better about my chances. I might try to read a little bit more of The Wedding Date tonight, which is the contemporary romance one that I'm trying to read. Because if I can get a little bit more of that read tonight, I'll feel in good shape for tomorrow, and I'll probably read some more tomorrow, since I'm pretty much just resting anyways, because I can't really do much with my foot, with how painful my foot is right now. So yeah, thought I would give that update. I finished a book, so I mean, some good came out of today. I'm pretty happy with that progress. So yeah, I will check in with you guys then tomorrow. So last week was a very rough week for me. I barely read, I was exhausted, and I ended up hurting my foot. I don't know if I sprained my toe or if I tore ligament. I don't know. It is painful, but getting a little bit better. It's just I can't really be on it for a long periods of time. You would think that that would make me read more, but it has not, because I have discovered that I like to read with my feet, like my knees propped up, and you know what position is painful for my foot? That one. So it is what it is. But it's a new week. I'm gonna try to get back into a routine, because I wasn't on a routine at all last week. It was just a mentally exhausting week for me. I really didn't do any routines, and I have to get back to some routine, especially since I can't really do like my yoga right now. I can't really go for walks. I can't really do much physical activity. So I'm gonna have to do what I can to get back to it. I just got done showering, if you can tell from my like wet hair, and my foot is hurting from standing up for so long, so that's why I'm sitting, and that's why this is a very bizarre angle, because I have to sit with my foot propped up. I filmed a May TBR video. Oh, Friday, right, that's right. I filmed it like right before, literally like 3 hours before I hurt my foot. But I filmed it, and now that I'm editing it, I'm not sure how I feel about my list, because there's a bunch of readathons that I really didn't take into account, and I kind of want to do those, and so I'm debating whether or not to scrap the whole video or maybe just refilm it and just not post a video on Wednesday. I'm gonna have to think about it today, because there's the Asian Readathon, the Medievalathon, and then Thoughts on Tomes has her tome one. I can't think of what it's called, that I'm like, I kind of want to participate in, and then Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin has the Believeathon. There's just a bunch of them, and so I have to kind of plan out and see what I can do, what I can't do. And right now, I don't think the Believeathon fits into any of my goals, which is because I want to get caught up on the Elderling Along and the Cosmere Along. Also, because those are series and authors I've wanted to read, and they're not children's authors or middle grade, so I don't think the Believeathon will fit in my TBR plans, but I might be able to swap some things around and hopefully get back to, I don't know, I'm going to think about it today. I might kind of write out the prompts, see what books are offered, what are options, and kind of see what fits where. I don't necessarily need to become a master in all of the readathons, but I would like to, I don't know, I would like something. So I'm going to think about it today and then perhaps see how I feel. But the more I talk about it now, the more I think I'm just going to scrap the video that I was planning for Wednesday and just wait and post a new TBR on Saturday, and just, that's just going to be what it is. Yeah, so maybe I'll just push off publishing my vlog to Wednesday. That's going to be the new plan. Okay, so my reading plans are these 3 books. I'm going to start A Darker Shade of Magic today, hopefully make some progress, and work in The Wedding Date throughout the next couple of days. That's my reading plans. Penelope and the Prince Charming will just be a last ditch if I have time. And doing it that way would be really good, because then I'll have just like a fun, lighthearted read before I start the intensity that will be my May. Right? Yeah. Oh God, I almost forgot what month it was. I'm going to be getting back on a schedule. I'm going to be trying to take care of my foot. I've also got to do my bullet journal spread for the month of May. But yeah, so that's the plans for right now. And it's like already like noon, so I'm actually going to go make lunch and see how I feel for the rest of the day. Okay, so reading, I did get a little bit more read in The Wedding Date yesterday. We're actually to the wedding itself, so I feel like that's going to take up I feel like it's going to take up a fairly big chunk of this novel, but I actually don't know, so it's okay. I'm still feeling relatively the same about it. I like the characters and I love the setup. It's just the dialogue feels a bit stilted. So it just doesn't feel organic to me in that way. But we'll see. And then I did start A Darker Shade of Magic. I'm on page 86. And so far I'm liking it. I like V.E. Schwab is really good at like tone and an atmosphere, and I'm really enjoying that. My biggest thing right now is just kind of generally with the first book in a series is there's just been a lot of setup where we're 85 pages in and I'm still kind of waiting for the story to start. We've been introduced to a lot of different people and I'm just kind of waiting. Yeah, I'll also say that I really was interested in Kel and I think his name's Rise, the king or the prince in the Red Kingdom Rye. I was really interested in their dynamic and their relationship. I definitely thought it was going to be like a potential lover situation. And sadly it's not. They're brothers, which then makes me feel real uncomfortable for thinking they might be lovers, but it's fine. We'll see. Yeah, it's like I'm enjoying it. I'm not like super drawn in just yet. But maybe today as I read, like I'll get a little bit more into it. But I'm gonna try to read a little bit from both of these books tonight. I think I'm gonna read A Darker Shade of Magic. I'm hoping to get to the halfway point, which is around like the 200 pages tonight. And my hope is I might get really into the story and want to keep reading it. And then if I get to that page and I'm still not really invested, I might swap over and try to read, like kind of really go through the wedding date at kind of a quicker pace. Just kind of push through that a bit more. So, we'll see. Just a lot of reading today and resting my foot, which is just the way things are for me right now. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. Well, it's 11, so it's still morning, technically. Yesterday, even though I didn't do any real cleaning, I did read On Tyranny by Timothy Snyder, which, for those who don't know, it's kind of it's a reactionary book that was written and created after Donald Trump was elected in the US. I've had it since then. I've read bits and pieces of it. When all that stuff happened, I was just very angry, and so I couldn't sit down and read the whole thing. I am glad I picked it up now. There's like a ton of useful information. I love the way that he set it up, which is like kind of like this, where it's like here's this like bolded section and that's like the general warning, and then he kind of goes into a little bit more detail of like how it can work out, which I really liked. I don't have a ton of other thoughts on it right now, because I'm just in such a slump that I just didn't feel like reading anything else. But I do feel good that I can count this as my charms owl, and then I can just be done with the owls, take today completely off, not read, just kind of relax a little bit. Because tomorrow starts the 1st of May, and I've got a bunch of books I want to read for May. I filmed my TBR video yesterday as well, which, gosh, I think there ended up being like 20-some books on my TBR. Yeah, so I'm just gonna try to take today off. My foot's finally doing a bit better as well. Like, I can walk on it a lot more. It is still sore to the touch, and it is disgustingly bruised. But, what are you gonna do?